This is a place.
This is the place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Thank you for listening to This is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon,
I'm Nate.
and we want to wish everybody a happy National Moldy Cheese Day.
That's right.
What do you think of that,
Hold on.
Nate?
Encino, man. El queso está viejo y podrido. That's
That's
from
how you
Encino, man.
Encino
You
Man?
ever seen that? You ever seen Encino, man?
Uh-uh.
With oh shoot, what was his name? The guy who did the Mummy movies. It
Brendan
has
Fraser?
Rudy. Yeah. And it's Rudy's in it, Sean Astin.
Okay.
And Pauly Shore. That was like one of Pauly's big movies
Wow.
where they're trying to dig a pool in their backyard to be cool, the cool kids in high school, I believe. And then they discover a frozen person, and it's Brendan Fraser, and he's a caveman. So it's one of those 80s, is it 80s or 90s movies of trying to hide the fact that they have a caveman running around with them in high school. And he goes to Spanish class and he learns what I just say?
El queso
El
está
queso está viejo y podrido. The cheese is old and
mold and
moldy.
moldy.
So there you go.
Do you like
There's your
moldy
Spanish
cheese?
lesson for the day. Moldy cheese. That's the only cheese I eat. Moldy.
Aren't there some cheeses you eat purposely when they're moldy? Isn't that what blue cheese is?
Or I guess. Would it be moldy or just aged?
Well, it is this day is the equivalent of Christmas time for all cheese lovers out there. There are over 1,000 types of cheese ranging in different styles, textures, flavors, depending on the origin of the milk, butterfat content, bacteria, and mold. Blue cheese is the most popular kind of moldy cheese with brie and camembert. Camembert? I don't know cheese well enough.
Me neither.
Not too far behind the list. So blue cheese is technically a moldy cheese.
¿Y dónde está el baño?
You will need the baño if you eat the moldy cheese. I am not a moldy cheese fan. I don't like blue cheese. I don't know if I like brie, but I will take my cheese. No mold, please. But we won't bully you if you take it a different way because it's Stop Bowling Day as well. So you can have your moldy cheese and you won't get weird looks from us.
That's right.
And also don't bully people because it's rude, unless it's funny and not mean
And
spirited.
that's fine.
We bully Matt a lot, and
But does he bully
I
us
think he
back?
likes it.
Yes. Any attention's good attention.
And okay, now I'm feeling bad. All the bullying needs to stop. We gotta stop bullying, Nate.
I can't stop.
There's bullying. Can you say there's good bullying and bad bullying? It's fun to tease people, to be teased back. That's okay bullying.
It's all intent, right? It's kind of like comedians always say, like, it's just a joke. They're not being serious.
Yeah.
But if you do hurt somebody's feelings, then I guess you have to apologize.
Matt, if we've hurt your feelings with any of our bullying, let us know and we will sincerely apologize. Or to any of our listeners. I don't think we really bully people. We don't really bully our listeners.
Just Matt.
Just Matt. We will keep our
But he also
bullying.
does have an attorney, so we got to be careful what we say around him.
It's fair.
'Cause he wants to sue us all the time.
That's fair. Maybe that's his way of telling us he doesn't appreciate it.
But Matt did bully us. Matt did bully us last week, and we'll talk about it in next week's episode.
Matt bullied us last week.
Yeah. Remember how he made us eat soggy food?
Okay, okay. We'll get to it. We'll get to it next week. You will hear all about
Next
the
week,
soggy food.
the soggy
It
food.
it might have been moldy food if we'd waited too long.
And
We
donde
might have
estaba el
been
baño?
celebrating National Moldy Cheese Day a little
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
Hmm,
And donde está el baño?
that's what we'd have been saying. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Have you seen those videos before? KORS.
Uh, maybe,
It's like Cedric
maybe.
the Entertainer, and they're doing like a soap opera, but it's just with basic Spanish you learn in high school. And they just come in,
Oh,
they're like,
right. They did. Nate Bargatze hosted Saturday Night Live last weekend, and they did a
again?
spoof of Saba. Yeah,
So I saw
and
that and
on
I
top
thought
of
that
that,
was the last one because I'm like, he just barely did it like last year.
right, yeah, not too long ago. But then I think he's also supposed to be doing like an hour show with Born Michaels, like produced by Lorne, like another variety show, like an hour special. So maybe he's found his thing that he's just would you call that more like improv actor type thing?
Yeah, all his, at least from the last one I watched, all of them were pretty great. So maybe they
It
just,
was good. Saturday
maybe it
was
was the
pretty good.
best. Maybe he's the best guest and he's given them the best
Host.
ratings, and that's why they brought him back.
Because I think maybe he helps write the skits, but
Well, I'm
he
sure.
did one for Sábado Gigante. That's the reason I brought it up because it's kind of fun to watch the actors not know, pretending they're Spanish and not really knowing any Spanish except for the main, uh, the actor guy that's actually Hispanic on the
Hmm.
show, and he played the host. But it
Well,
was pretty
I'm gonna
funny.
need to
It
go
was
back and
pretty
watch it
funny. Some of the skits were
because
pretty funny.
yeah, I saw that like on Peacock or wherever. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
why are they doing reruns? Like, isn't it Saturday Night Live's season right now? And that makes sense. So I'll have to go back and watch it. Moldy cheese and bowling have a lot to do with our topic today.
yes, because they do use moldy cheese in satanic rituals.
Yes. And
And you got to
pe-
know where the bathroom is.
people doing satanic rituals are the biggest bullies. Maybe not the biggest.
Satan is the biggest bully, the devil,
Satan is the biggest
and he
bully.
encourages it. He encourages the bullying.
Yeah. We are talking today about Kay's Cross. This was recommended by a listener quite a while ago, but I wanted to hold on to this until we got to spooky season because this borders on the spooky. So, we gotta
It borders.
it is spooky. So what's Kay's Cross? What was it? Kay's Cross was a large stone cross located in Kaysville, in a secluded area known as Kay's Hollow. Over time, it has been associated with various legends involving hauntings, werewolves, and alleged satanic rituals. The cross was destroyed in 1992 by an unexplained explosion, but the site continues to attract visitors interested in its history and stories surrounding it. So that's Kay's Cross. Nobody really knows where it came from.
Well, they kind of do. They believe it was um that guy that thought he was Christ, right?
Charles Eldon
Well, the
Kingston?
theory is Krishna Venta, is that how you say his name,
Yeah.
who claimed he was a reincarnation of Christ. He was born Francis Penkovic or something like that, and he was a court, cult. court cult leader based in California, but had Utah ties. And isn't or the story say that he was actually killed by his followers because he was getting a little too friendly with some of the
Hmm,
cult members' wives?
that will happen. Yeah, it was up for a long time. So they say it was there. It popped up in did you say the 1940s? So from 1940 to
46.
1946 to 1992, that's where you could find Case Cross. But now it's just remnants of it. And you can still go to the spot where it's at. We did not actually make it out because we had a food that was already moldy. So we didn't have time.
I well, it's on private property,
Oh, is it?
right?
So we can't even
Yeah.
go there?
It's owned by the Kingston family.
Oh, okay.
My understanding is it's still owned by the Kingstons own the land. Um, but I believe they opened it up to allow the public to go into it
Not even
not too
just
long
open it up
ago.
to the public. They had a haunted house there.
Yeah. Well, was it a haunted house or more like a haunt,
We'll say a
like a
haunt.
ghost,
Yeah.
a ghost walk or something like that?
Haunted K's Cross is what it was called. And I think it only lasted 1 to 2 years. Started in 2013, and last time the site was updated was 2015. So didn't probably last very long, but I think that's pretty cool that they did a haunted house there. I'd love to hear if anyone went or had any experiences there.
Yeah, and I honestly have never really heard of it. So maybe that's why either they stopped it because it wasn't working financially or it was too intense
Like the fire at
and
the
things were
circus.
happening. The fire at the circus.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Well, what are
You're
some of the
talking about
myths
some
and legends of K's Cross? So it does have that connection to, you know, I'd say a prominent and powerful family here in Utah, the Kingstons. They own a lot of things you wouldn't realize. They have money and they have this property apparently. But some of the legends border on the dark. One persistent story claims that the cross was built by a polygamist, that the men we mentioned, who murdered his wives and buried them around its base. Some versions of the story suggest the seventh wife's heart was placed inside the cross. These stories have contributed to the belief that the site is haunted, with some visitors reporting strange noises, apparitions, and claims that the cross would glow during full moons. Others claim the cross would burn those who touched it at night, while some people experience feelings of illness or
sort of
disorientation when near it. In the 1980s, rumors emerged the site was also being used for satanic rituals. Some locals reported finding animal remains near the cross, which led to speculation that sacrifices had taken place. Although no credible evidence supports these claims, these rumors persist. Other legends are that there were sightings of werewolves and strange voices heard near the ruins. And again, no no solid evidence, but you know, it's always fun to speculate. Did someone really see a werewolf there?
100% because everything is true that people say.
Yes.
People don't lie, Brandon.
No, never.
But there has been a couple people have taken their lives nearby
Oh, for
cross.
real?
Yeah, one guy hung himself in the tree just like right across from the cross,
Oh man.
according to the current owner, which I'm assuming he's still the current owner. And he's aware of two people that have taken their lives. One hung himself, the other one was just shot himself near the cross.
I wonder why. Do you think it had anything to do with the cross itself? Did it lure people in?
Yeah, I mean that's whatever. If you watch the Ghost Hunters episode,
Which,
uh,
yes.
which they are in Utah, a lot. Have you ever noticed that?
We got a lot of spooky stuff here,
Even
man.
they say, like in this episode, they're like, "What's up with Utah?" They're just like, "What's up with Utah?" Because they seem to do quite a few episodes in Utah. But one girl on the show is talking about how they went up, and she didn't look like she was on the cheerleading squad or anything like that. She definitely had the gothic look. So you're like, okay.
Hey, hold
Um,
on, hold
but
on.
she,
Have you seen the Gothic volleyball player from Boise State?
no, I have not.
I mean, that's not cheerleader, but volleyball, cheerleading, you typically attribute that to a certain type of look.
Okay, let's put it this way. I think she probably listens more to The Cure than she does to Taylor Swift.
The Cure. Okay,
Like
boomer.
she looks like she's dressed up for the Cure concert more than she is to go on the Taylor Swift
All
concert.
right, all right, I get
And
it.
her friend as well. And her friend as well.
You see
She
this?
tells, there you go. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
But that's like if that were back in the 80s, it'd make be more,
Now it's just
what's the
cool.
word?
More
Yeah,
headlines.
it's just mainstream. Yeah. It'd be more weird, but it's, there's nothing weird anymore. Anywho, this girl goes up with their friends to the cross, and there's like nearby like a little fence and a gate, and she was drawn to the gate. And then somebody, he says there was a girl and a guy talking to her, if I remember from the Ghost Adventures.
Huh.
And it basically not paralyzed her, but she fell to the, ground and said her eyes were glazed over and she wanted to leave, but she couldn't. She couldn't move her legs. So her friends had to carry her out. So there's stories like that. Then her friend said he carried her out on the full moon or whatever. He laid on the cross and he had 3 burns on him from after laying on the cross. So it was hot. Another lady that lives nearby talks about her kids seeing like red eyes in the forest, and there's like a strange man that comes and hides behind the tree with
Ooh.
crazy teeth, stuff like that. So people are definitely spooked out going there, according to this show. And I believe they say that they don't like the guy opened it up to the public when he did that haunt.
Uh-huh.
I'm assuming he probably still lets people go up there. But from Ghost Hunters, they made it sound like they don't let you go up there at night, though,
Hmm.
which I understand because
Yeah.
up nights when you can do the most damage, right? If you're trying to just do, what's the word? Graffiti or whatever it may be,
Or rituals or sacrifices.
ritual sacrifices or just horse around. But it sounds very intriguing. I did not know of Case Cross until you told me we were going to be doing Case Cross.
Yeah, I don't like you said, I don't know what it is about Utah. Is it because of whenever there's religious things?
I think because of the mainstream religion here, and I think we were voted like the most religious state in the
Oh, really?
union. I thought I saw that or heard on the radio, so it has to be true. So I think because of that, we have people who don't like it so much that they go completely opposite, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you look
It's
at
kind of like it's kind
mainstream
of
horror
like
movies, like it's a lot of Cath Catholic influence, right? With possessions and
sure,
exorcist type stuff. There's lots of
sure.
that. So I wonder if there's just some tie to when there's a strong religious prevalence, and I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Well, there's that, but I
Not
also think, like I
complaining.
said, somebody who grew up religious, not wanting to be religious, will go completely the opposite way just to rebel against their parents or against society, whatever it may be. Kind of like a rivalry, like when you're a BYU fan and you just can't stand Utah.
Yeah.
Where if you didn't grow up caring about sports, then you just don't care about the rivalry at all. So I think that's why Utah has a lot of crazy stuff that goes on because we go to the extreme when we do stuff,
That's a fair point.
right? Because when we're on the news, like we're on the news and they make movies about it.
We're like, they always talk about Florida, man. What about Utah, man? We've got
What's
some,
that?
like you hear in the news, Florida man does something.
Right. Florida man is just like isn't that the whole thing? You look up your birth date, whatever, and find out what crazy thing happened on your birthday.
Yeah, in
Florida
Florida.
just has crazy people.
It might be cut in half
But
for us, but we have it.
but they do crazy like they're like the dumb ways to die or the crazy criminals. You know what I mean? Where they just don't think things through. Utah, when
Yeah.
we do crazy, like
It's premeditated.
we're pretty crazy. Like I said, we make the news, like national news, when people go crazy.
I know that
And like I said, and they make movies about it.
there's plenty of crazy people throughout, but I mean, look at our track record. Our track record. We've got Ted Bundy, we've got Josh Powell, Mark Hacking. I mean, we've got some.
We have the guy, you're too young, that held up the Altiview Hospital and shot a few nurses.
Oh yeah, I think
Made a
I've heard of
movie
that.
about that. We have what was the school that the guy, they made a movie about it too, like an elementary school that a guy held up or something.
The Colville.
Colville one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We've got that's what I'm thinking of. There was that Netflix show about it, the the counterfeiter guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we got a
Yeah,
few on Netflix right
we
now
go
that you can watch.
extreme. We've got
We
the
go
Secret
way
Lives of
extreme.
Mormon Wives. They're pretty extreme.
Yes. Yes.
There's plenty of that. And it's about time we get a missionary horror movie because that's coming out pretty soon too. We're gonna have to do
Oh
an episode on
yeah.
that one.
Well, it's not necessarily a horror movie, isn't it? Kind of like because to me is like scary, like demons and stuff. I guess this guy was.
It might be horror.
This is more of a hostage
Hmm.
type movie,
I
right?
don't know. I don't know. Well, they haven't given very much away, but
Wasn't that what the what do you call it? Teaser shows like it's two sister missionaries, right? They go to his
yeah,
house and he lets them in and then he holds them hostage.
right. It's
And it's
classified as horror
okay.
on
Yeah,
Google.
yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, because like the movie Saw or anything like that is technically horror, but it's not like that's true.
Either way, I'm excited for that one. I'm really excited for that movie. Gonna have, we're gonna have. It's not gonna take place in Utah. I doubt it. But there's enough of a connection there that we can get away with it.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, they had to
Listeners,
go to
speak
the
up.
MTC. They had to go to the MTC before they got trained to be.
Well, maybe they went to the Mexico
And odds
MTC.
are, well, not if it's here,
They're
Nash,
probably
or
from
United
Utah.
States.
Either way, listeners, speak up. If we're not allowed to do an episode on Heretic, let us know. But we might bully you if you tell us we can't, and we might do it anyway.
Yeah.
Back to Case Cross though. Um, I found this kind of how people do like fan fiction type things. I found one of those on Reddit about Case Cross, and someone shares a story about how they were the reason the cross blew up, and it was because of some demonic ritual they were a part of. I didn't read the whole thing, but it's kind of fun to just see that there's a lot of lore behind this thing, and so I was surprised you hadn't heard of it before because it's one of the most haunted spots in Utah, supposedly.
That's a good question. What is the most haunted spot in Utah? Who
Ooh,
would, who's got claims to that?
the most haunted spot in Utah. I don't know. I think a lot of houses up there at Pioneer Village, not Pioneer Village. Well, yeah, Pioneer Village too in Lagoon. And then
I
you've
guess
got
I going back to the term horror movie. So I guess there'd be two things. What's the most satanic place in Utah, and what's the most haunted?
I'm gonna say the most
Because wouldn't you
satanic
say,
place
wouldn't you be like going to a place like Kay's Cross where it seems more satanic is a little bit more intense for me than going to a place that's just haunted. Does
ghosts.
that make sense? Like a
Yeah.
cemetery wouldn't scare me as much, but going to a place where I feel like movies are the same way for me too. Like if they're crossing the line and it's more down the satanic route of what do you call it? Calling on demons and stuff. Like White Noise. Do you ever see the movie White Noise? That one, I think, was it
A little much.
Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton? Yeah. Like that one was a little too close to flirt with Satan that I didn't like it too much. But when you're doing just like an urban legend of like some ghost, like from the Ring or whatever, then I'm fine with that.
Hmm. Interesting.
Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like the religious horror movies. I know they sometimes get a little extreme, but it scares me because I think that
Yeah.
probably could be real, you know?
It's true. Like it kind of like, for example, you've got Annabelle and The Conjuring.
Uh-huh.
Those ones I'm like okay with, but when they did The Nun, when they were messing with like
Oh,
religion,
I
that
love the
one kind
nun.
of, do you? Like that
I
one's
love
like a
it.
little, it's like it's a different feeling for me, I guess I should say,
Yeah.
where it's more satanic, where I don't know. I still watch The Nun, so I'm not gonna lie, but
Feels a little different,
it's a little darker. It's a little
a little
darker.
darker. Oh yeah, for sure. I get that.
It's kind of like humor, right? There's dark humor and there's light humor.
Back to your question of the most satanic place. I think maybe we can narrow it down to three. There's Ted Bundy's house or
Yeah,
place
there's a
or
good
whatever.
point, right? Yeah, like his place would be like more not haunted, but like evil.
Yeah, but there's like they don't let people go there. They've got cameras there because so many people have done satanic things there, you know. That's been a hotbed for it. Another one would be the old mill, right? That seems to be a place where a lot of satanic type stuff,
Things.
or at least
Mhm,
rumors of it. And then you
mhm.
got Case Cross. So it's probably one of those three is my bet. As for most haunted, maybe we're just gonna have to go out and find the answer for ourselves.
Yeah, isn't there like the Ogden, is it Ogden Hotel? It's
Yeah, the Ben is it Ben Lomond Hotel or something like that?
hotel and places like that, or even Ogden High School, like we talked about.
Or there's well tons of places downtown.
Right.
You've got Wendover Airfield we went to. We both felt something weird there.
Did I ever, did I ever tell you about the house I flipped in Murray? Like probably even 20 years ago now, maybe 15 years ago. The Satanic Room one.
No.
So it was an older house, and I think the story is like it was a bungalow in the middle of Murray. So it was older than every house in the neighborhood because it was probably like the farmhouse, that owned all the land at least around it.
Uh-huh.
And then they sold it off and built around it. So it was an older house. And they had to add it onto the house as well. So it was a very weird add-on. But in the basement, like in the corner and or the back of the house in the basement, there was this room that was just painted black and it had the satanic symbols all over. It was
Like the pentagrams.
crazy. Yeah, it was very dark and very like creepy.
Huh.
So we obviously fixed it up, painted it, new carpet, new paint. So you would have no idea going into the house that that was the room, unless if I told you it was the room. So I was doing an open house, and this lady comes upstairs and she's like, "Are you religious at all?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And she goes, "Okay, you need to get like your bishop, a priest, or somebody needs to go down in that room and do a whatever to get rid of the spirits." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, and she knew it, she said the exact room that it was.
Oh man.
So there was still, in her opinion, something down there. So that was like, wow, that's pretty crazy that she
That's
had no idea. I mean, she wouldn't have no clue. How would she
right.
ever know? Unless if she
Yeah.
was the one that was doing the rituals, but she was just an open house. and she could feel the darkness in that room, even though we had covered it all up. Do
Maybe
do do do. Scary.
maybe that's the most haunted place in all of Utah.
Could be.
I would like to, for us, and maybe feel differently. I've never done a ghost hunt. I think those would be fun. I think it'd be fun if we did something like that eventually.
Yeah.
I know Benson Grist Mill's a popular place to do them. They're always having them out there. Again, some places downtown, Saltaire does stuff like that all the time. It'd be cool to go check one of these out. Maybe they'll do one at Case Cross, like they did with the Ghost Adventures people. I don't know.
Anyways, I was just gonna say I haven't watched very many episodes of Ghost Hunters, and most of the time that I have, it's the ones that have to do with Utah.
Right.
And it's because we're doing an episode on it. I just find it funny how intense they make this show. But at the same time, you have all that technology there. How do you not catch anything on camera or whatever besides the fake noises they hear or you know what I mean? It's
Right.
just very, very interesting to me that they never really, maybe they do. Maybe there's other episodes where they actually do catch something I just don't know about, but they do, they do a good job of
Playing it
selling the
up.
episode.
Yeah.
They sell it well, and it, pulls you in. Fun stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. I'd recommend also if you guys are more interested in learning about Case Cross. Have you ever looked at Atlas Obscura before?
No.
They've got a huge article all about it. And I kind of just skimmed through it, but it gives you all the details you would need about Case Cross that we can't cover all in this episode. It's a pretty big article about it. Even got some pretty cool pictures. Maybe I'll steal one for the episode. Got a picture of like the Krishna Venta guy kind of doing something at the cross. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty creepy. Pretty cool to know there's something like that here in our backyard, not too far from here. Another place that, like you said, the I don't know if you'd call Ghost Adventures Hollywood, but they make a trip out here just to come check it out. That's that's how good it is on the scare meter.
It's Hollywood. It's
They,
fun though. It's fun hearing the stories and then have them try to make more of what it really is.
yeah. What we
Yeah.
really need to do is we need to start writing our Hollywood for all these places. A Case Cross movie, that'll be great. It'd be a great movie. Emo's Grave, that's another one.
Oh yeah.
So many
Well,
movies
there's a
yet
few
to be
movies you
written.
can make. You can make a whole, would you say series or mini series about the Salt Lake City Cemetery with all the legends that go around there?
Yeah,
You got the grave, you got the beast, you got the white lady, right? Who
yeah.
here's there's a few that you could
Lots of
do.
famous graves. There's plenty to do. They're just they go for these big titles, but they're missing out on the good stuff here. It's a shame.
Shame, shame.
Well,
I
let us
mean,
know if
what's their
you.
brothers? The what are they called? Supernatural? The brothers
I never came to
Bean
Utah.
and no, but they could spend those brothers just need to come to Utah. They got so many ghosts and things they could fight here.
Yeah, they went
They could they
everywhere
could
but
they could
Utah.
spend a whole season here in Utah.
A whole season.
Yeah,
They never visited. I can't believe it.
I did. The first season of Supernatural was awesome because they fought a lot of the urban legend stuff, and then it
Hmm.
just got weird, in my opinion.
I watched it
Is it still
all.
going?
No,
Did
it
you?
ended. Yeah, it ended a couple years
Did you
ago.
watch it all? I
Hmm.
think I stopped after like season 4 or 5. My wife kept watching. It just
It
it
gets
was
better. I
just
mean, they still
getting
did some fun stuff. The last
it's
couple
fun. It's a fun
seasons or two
show,
were
but
pretty good.
were they?
They had like a they had a Scooby Doo crossover that was pretty cool.
Oh, really? I think
Hmm.
I saw some clips from that. it just, yeah, it just got hard because it was just, yeah, like I said, the first season, maybe two, it was fun, but
Well, we need to start. We need to start writing, Nate. I'll get a script ready for this Case Cross episode, and then we'll go from there. This will be our start. It's gonna be big time. Would love to hear anyone's stories if they've ever visited the cross, if they've ever been in that area, if they have any experiences, let us know.
yes, I really do want to hear. Well, whether you have experiences or you know much about K's Cross, just anything. Like I
Yeah,
said, it's kind of intriguing to me now that I didn't really know about it.
yeah, it's fun to learn.
But Brandon did. Brandon knew about it,
I knew a little bit.
and
I
here
knew
we
it
are.
existed.
Yeah, it's more than I knew.
Well, join us again next week as we do some more spooky stuff because it's October and we just got all the spooky things going on.
Ooh, another tangent. Did you see Spirit Halloween's going to start doing Spirit Christmas
I heard something about
stores?
that.
I don't think they have any planned in Utah, but I thought it was
I'm on board.
pretty
I think it's
interesting.
awesome.
Pretty interesting.
So they can do like Santa Claus animatronics.
I don't know what they're going to do.
I'm here for it. Love Spirit Halloween. I love Spirit Christmas now too.
Spooky. Spooky, spooky. That's all we like.
That's what we love. Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
And this was a place we just talked about.